The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Partially during our space flight, we landed on an asteroid. Over the course of a few hundred cycles, we had mined out the asteroid, converting its resources into various things that we needed in order to keep 24 dupes alive. We made a lot of automated machines to take, cool, or convert items into other items. We then turned on a machine that would allow us to take a dive into the dreams of one of our dupes. After our first dupe dream in Vintage Story, we came back to Oxygen Not Included. We then used our rockets to go to different asteroids. We went to a water-filled asteroid, a lava-filled asteroid, and we also went to a frozen asteroid to get our final crop. After going back and forth multiple times from the water and lava asteroids, we made our last and final endgame materials. While doing this, we also finished upgrading our main base, and also found both the Temporal Tear Opener and the Temporal Tear. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Oxygen Not Included. So, we left off after almost getting our colony self-sustaining. One thing we need to get is all this ethanol. We are slightly and slowly pumping it into these plants. And we're also trying to get spigot seals up and running. But they require trees, which require light. And we also can't get up here because I need them to open this door so that this snow will fall. And then we can get up there and do that. What happened is that a asteroid came down and hit the door, and now we can't get in. So, we were struggling in the last stream because of duplicate labor. It seems like they're taking forever to do certain things, and I don't know if it's because we have too much for them to do, or because we don't have enough duplicates to do the things. We also need to move this up there along with the vents. So what I'm going to do first is get a vent set up to be moved over there. This is bringing carbon dioxide to the alveoveras. And I'm going to leave this open so that we can still expel the carbon dioxide that's in here. Another thing we need to do is make sure that the power lines that are broken are not something we need. I don't think we need these just yet. This is for ice and this one's for snow. We need them for various things, but I don't think we require those things right this second. Suffocating. Who? Well, if you can't breathe, why are you out there? Seems a little silly. Now, there are a few alveoveras over here, so if I were to make a sort of box here and put coal or wood burners up here, all the carbon dioxide should go to these alveoveras and not get expelled out, if we're lucky. I don't know if it's going to work. I could also replant some alveoveras down here so that we can get rid of some of this carbon dioxide, just to help them not bring more in to be expelled. And it does seem like they're moving stuff around a lot quicker now. Oh yeah, we were also moving the bandits up here. Let's re-wrangle this mammoth. We moved the bandits because it seems like they were heating up the area for the fluxes just with their ambient heat. Alright, one other thing I want to do is this so that we don't pick them up. Actually, I could just do this. Disable harvest. Nope. Plant mice. Disable harvest, and then I can see which plants need to be taken out. I also want to set up a area for heating up this base, because right now we were stuck not being able to heat up the base without overheating certain areas. Like down here is because of the glass, that's different. But we were putting in the wood burners or the wood heaters, and they would heat up the surrounding area to almost this temperature. But we wanted to even out the temperature, and it seems like this area just does not hold heat. No matter what we do. We do have some spots that are above freezing just because the water that's in here is hotter. But besides that, it just does not stay warm. So I am purposely trying to let them do things on their own so that we can get the dupes idling, hopefully. Like, I want them to get all this done. And if I don't prioritize building things over this, we should be able to get that done. Let's deconstruct those two things so that the carbon dioxide has no choice but to go up this pipe. Do we have anything that I told them to sweep up? I don't think so. Is this carbon dioxide? That is solid carbon dioxide. That is a little bit of an issue up here. Gas. That is all the carbon dioxide that's up here, though. Okay, let's get none of these actually. We don't need another dupe because we have 8 people. Alright, they moved the banner, so there should be 6 up here. Yep. We are going to deconstruct these 4. Oh! I did not mean to get rid of the pipes in there. I forgot to set this to being deconstruct buildings. Because now there's more ethanol all over the place. So I'm going to just deconstruct these and high prioritize that one pipe so that the other plants still get their stuff. And you just got yourself stuck. I get the feeling that nobody is able to mop for some reason. No, they can. Can I get you guys to make these 2 snow tiles, please? There we go. Better luck next time, Gino. Alright. You guys... I don't know why you're not building these right now. Come on, Gene's gonna die. Gene. Okay, they're picking up Gene. They should be bringing them inside the base to perform CPR. Yeah, they bring them to a place that has breathable air. And then they do the CPR. Right, now we have a triage cot for a few things. Let's do Regus on here, because I saw that Regus was holding his arm. So that should mean that they're around 50% health, yep. We are all of a sudden getting carbon dioxide in here. I don't know if it's from this. And 2, 3, 4. They can't reach that. We need to put a tile down here so they can deconstruct those two things. And then I'm thinking I might need to do a priority mop. So I'm gonna do some priority 9 mops. Of course, gonna mop this area. Just deconstruct that tile. Get ready to put in a snow tile in its place. Now we have a bunch of ethanol that we can put up here. Did I not put that on the high priority? I did. So why are they not? There we go, now we are. But only the smallest amount. Really? Alright, let's look at skills, because I don't think everyone has all their skills. We definitely have somebody who's missing something. Okay, it's Frankie. Frankie is the only one that does not have all their skills. Do I want them in Masterworks? Maybe. I don't think we need them either one of these, because besides the +2 in medicine being a total of +6 by the time they get to advanced medical care, the only other benefit is that they get to use another medical building, but we're not going to build those. So let's do Masterworks and then get them into caring, and then all skills are done. I think that's a good stopping point there. Starvation who? Never mind, they went away. Do we have any other researches that we should probably do? We're not going to get into plastics. We probably don't need the steam turbine. We're not going to do automation in terms of conveyor rails. No rockets. We do want this telephone. That's pretty much the last thing for this colony to do. I think we've done everything I want to do with this colony. The only other thing is to research that telephone. Alright, I think... I was gonna say I think we need to just let this sit, but... I can't tell what they're choosing to randomly do. Picking up tallow, that's fine. Tallow does become a food-related thing. Overload damage because we are making more glass. Oh, that's why they're getting hurt, because of the toasty surroundings. Gotcha. So we need 25 kilograms, which we just made. Someone picked it up, so I think Regus is going to drop off the last bit of glass that we need for this. Yep. And that's why we have snow in here. I don't want to enable that. Don't want to dig up the tree. The snow just disappeared. I also want to get all the way over here to build all that. And then, how much more do we need? 6 times 4, we need 24 units of this being made. We got 23, yep. So we are going to end up making the correct amount of glass that we need. It's just going to take a while. And this wire broke, so I need them to fix this immediately. Thank you. Because that brings the power in. Let's start making a carbon dioxide catcher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do that. Bring this further up along with some ladders. Dig that out. I'm also going to dig this out. And we're going to place in a floor here, even though I'm probably not going to use it. Is that oxalate? It is. I'm going to try to leave all the oxalate to off gas, so we don't need to dig it up. And actually, we want this wall to go even further up because we want to keep the carbon dioxide in this area. We'll build that floor first. I could... Hold on a second. Cancel all that. I could just put it right here. The wood burner. Let's do that instead. It's already in a catcher. It keeps the ethanol thing near the top. I'm going to deconstruct that one tile to make it easier for them to get in and out. Let's do it this way. What happened to all of our food? A bunch of pike apples to eat, or to cook. We have some raw eggs. But we have a lot of food, just some of it's not edible yet. How do we turn this into different things? Rock crusher, okay. And then I want this on a 100 and on a 9. And then I want to deconstruct this one. And then that means slowly over time the various alveoveras that are down here, which I think is just one. That will... Oh, there's one over here. That will slowly get rid of the carbon dioxide to the point where it's below the base's front door. Another regular pod. We'll take the mallow seeds. And this should be making a bunch of carbon dioxide for the alveolar areas. We could even make a whole nother layer. Because this right here is the same length as all this. Just without this being in the way. It might be worth doing that because we seem to be struggling for oxygen in here. I don't know. Trying to think of what's important. Finishing up cleaning this. These are all seeds and an egg. I could turn this into the thing for these. Let's actually cancel that and just put Regal Mammoth in here. Now it says that it's putting ethanol in, but it doesn't seem like it went anywhere. So what's going on with these? That was weird. It looked like it didn't change until I put my cursor on top of it. They took the one egg from in here, so I'm opening the doors. We have glass, so I might be able to quickly place all this in. Nope. Never mind. We need a little bit more glass before I can do a quick swipe. And then I want to remake these into snow just so that it looks like it's made out of the same thing throughout the entire thing. Alright, we really need to get up into here. Can I have this at a 9? Can somebody just open the door? Damn, it's Patty. Okay. Somebody open the door. We'll put that on auto. We should be able to come up here and dig this all out now. We did get a little bit more. So I'm gonna have to change how we're doing this to make sure that we get it all. Oh, come on. And this is making a lot of carbon dioxide in this area. We have a pretty much needed power line here that needs to be fixed. If I could just get someone to fix it, please. Thank you. Now we have power coming back in here. This won't have to run anymore. Alright, let's tell them to do some priority mopping. Get them to mop all of that on a 9, hopefully. Whether or not they do it, I don't know. Hopefully this is getting them to get rid of the mercury that was up here. That should help with gas moving around and also them picking up liquids. All right, I'm happy with that. Try to get some more oxalate off-gassing if I can. Should probably do the same over here. Should I move this whole entire thing further down in the base? Definitely debating on doing that. The only reason why I think I put it up here is because of these. The plum squashes were up here. But we had the rest of the stuff growing down here. Probably would have been smarter to keep it down here. We'll hopefully finish all this beforehand. So another 4 would be here. All that. We have 200 glass. I might be able to go like this. Yes! We were able to place in all the glass we need. Or queue up all the glass we need, I mean. Okay, now we only need to dig out this area. So if I do first 4 there like that, and then we need to figure out how I'm going to dig out the stuff up top. That doesn't need to be glass. Cancel this. One, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. This should be all we need to dig out all of this. And then every time we get an asteroid thing coming in, we just have to make sure to dig it out. I think what I should do right now is get this set up for being the next top of the base. Once this is ready, we'll dig this out. All right. High priority sweep of all that stuff. Nothing in this pod. Let's do our first prediction while we're here. In the top left corner is a little blue button. Is this going to give us another pair of tops, bottoms, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You guys have 10 minutes to decide, starting right now. And we have another broken power line in a place that we need power. Don't know where this polluted water came from. Oh, we're not filtering. We need sand. What can I make sand out of that would give us stuff immediately? Let's do that, and then max priority. I'm also gonna take that off right now. There's so much polluted water all over the base. I just need somebody to make some sand. Let's switch us to sedimentary. Here we have a little bit of... Oh, no, that wasn't salt, that was lime. I might have to turn off eggshell into lime. There we go, we got a little bit of salt, so we should be adding it here, or sand, I mean. That should be emptying the pipes up here, which means that they'll be able to use the toilets now. Alright, priority mop. Regis is extremely hurt, so I'm putting them back in here. Another priority mop down here. Alright. We have a bunch more plants over here to deconstruct, so I'm definitely going to set that up. Gene, you're dumb. And these are almost done, so I think I can deconstruct this now. Because the amount of stuff that's still in the pipe should be enough to feed that one plant. Then it's one less thing for them to focus on, because now they can focus on just filling this in. There's polluted water up here. And I think that's mercury. That is mercury. Ah, it's the drop off. Gotcha. That should be carbon dioxide. Alright, they have these built in, so I can now tell them to dig out all of this. And then that should start allowing these to grow. Then we can get rid of these. No harvest pending. What? Use the harvest tool to mark this plane for harvest. We have it. If I do that and then reset it. That's weird. The only thing I can think of is to delete and add it back in. Weird. Anyway, they're somewhat almost done sweeping up everything in here. Why are they not adding stuff to this? Do I need someone focus on supplying? What's the other thing? Tidying. We'll have Frankie being the all-around dude. So Frankie's main priority is cleaning up the base. Alright, I want this on an 8 so that hopefully they do this first. There we go, we're getting a little bit back in. Definitely not enough to make it all the way down to the end of the line. Hopefully we get a little bit further. Nope. Because they're putting little amounts into this. Just as we were about to run out, they bring up a large amount of ethanol. So it should make it all the way to the end. And then if they're able to put another large amount of ethanol in there, should be fine for a while. And actually, we have all this ethanol. We don't have a plumber, so I'm gonna have to just deconstruct it all. Just gonna leave a bunch of ethanol all over the floor. Unless I pipe it in. Let's do that instead of deconstructing all. We'll just add pipes to it. Nice and easy way to save all that. I definitely think we need to move our food again. Do I start adding it in back down here? Nectar, why? Why? Must be fully exposed to light. It's nighttime. Let's see what will happen if I add this up there. Growth halted due to fertilization. I have no idea what's going on with this. I'm gonna uproot this plant. We'll take some extra lime. This... We can go back to having Mammoth patties. I'm going to a 6, because we don't... Actually, no, we do need this. Put on a 7. I don't know where all this water came from. With food poisoning. Why are we not... Oh... Can you guys start filling this so we can get rid of the extra water? It's gonna break the power line way over here. I need that to be a 1 for right now. We are struggling. I don't know what's going on with duplicate labor. Do we not have enough people to do the stuff that I have? That I want them to do? Should I take them all off of priorities? Just cancel everyone out? Let's see if this will help. So Mari, I definitely want to be the solo cook. Trivaldo, I definitely want farming more. I definitely want someone to do ranching immediately and digging immediately. Jean. The rest can do whatever. I guess it's really just Frankie and Frankie, Regas, and Max that are just doing whatever they want. Those who have a specialized task, I want them to do their stuff quicker. But I definitely put in some oxalate in here. I don't know if that was because of what I did. Oh, they're not able to get in here. Let's dig that out. What is going on with this one plant? They're not even digging it out. Something weird's going on with that tree. Alright, we'll replace that tree. They put in all the pipes, so I should be able to go like this now. And I think I am gonna move all that down here again. Back to where it originally was. This should help allow us to keep it in a better way. So that's 18. We want 20 over here. That's just a placeholder so I can see how much we need. That's 20. We actually want it to be 22 tiles, not just 20. So that should be 22 there. Yes. So ladders, 2 tiles, then all of these. That's not where I wanted it. I wanted it up here. And not there. Oh yes, actually I did want it there. So that should be 18. Yep. These I actually wanted up there. The ladders can stay where they are because they're going to be going downwards. And then we want to build this in over here with this. Along with this. And this. This can be moved over so that we can still use that tile. Let's get that egg out of here so that we could still get more eggs. Nectar production halted. Why? As plants' branches are not currently producing nectar, branches must be fully grown and exposed to light in order to be productive. Okay. So we need to disable auto harvest, I think. They did plant this, right? Looks like they did. Disable harvest. So I want them to be able to harvest the tree itself. Let's see what happens if I keep this on. And just not the tree branches. It says no harvest available. So if I replace that, it does that weird thing again. Oh no, chat. Also, I want to get rid of this liquid carbon dioxide. If I can. And that didn't really help. Is it just gonna keep making carbon dioxide in here because the duplicates are breathing? It's probably what's happening, so let's just cancel doing that. And instead, we'll get them to start sweeping up this area. That's mop. Isn't that... yeah, that can go down here. Which they're still building. Actually, what is this dropping? Oh, that... okay, this... that's not what I meant to do. We actually want to rotate to that side so we're not dropping stuff in here. You're doing pretty good at getting everything out of here. I should probably switch this to a 7 so that they do the other stuff on top of this as well. So it's the same priority as feeding plants and such. Since they are able to eat, let's enable this building. Regular pod, we'll grab some omelets from that. And I think we are ready for our first prediction. First, let's look at this fertilization. That just needs snow or ice, whichever it is. This can be copied to here now, and this can be deconstructed. So we have 30 points of wallpaper. Let's see if we get wallpaper this time. We got 3 pairs of clothing last stream. Ooh, we got bottoms. We're getting a lot of bottoms for some reason. Unfortunately, stealing air points. We'll do the next one in about half an hour. Or we'll start the next prediction in about a half hour, I mean. And then us putting the carbon dioxide back down here will also drain out the asteroid. Sorry, Gino. We're stealing your points, usual. Right, ethanol 9, enable auto bottle. We'll get this primed with ethanol before we even plant the plants. If we're lucky. Well, we had somebody bringing ethanol up here, but they stopped. You know what? Let's let's place a bottle drainer, or emptier, right here. I did not want that to be that way, though. I wanted to flip it over, but I pressed the wrong button. We're gonna do this for random liquids. Actually, we shouldn't place it there, because that's gonna stifle that aloe vera. Let's... I don't have a good spot for this. I just want a place I can dump liquids. Let's get in here. We have a lot of oxalate in here, so we're definitely getting better. We're actually almost maxed out on pressure. So we just need to get rid of carbon dioxide faster. Right, how did we do up here? We're almost done. If I can get the bottle emptier situated. We're not able to get up here, so let's do this. And while they're all doing this, I'm going to take a quick restroom break and be back in a little bit. And we're back, chat. Sorry for that. A little bit of an extra long break. Hopefully you guys were able to notice that the Be Right Back scene video and the Starting Soon scene video are 2 different videos, because the clips in the Be Right Back scene have the clip name layered on top of it, and the Starting Soon scene did not. That will be changed in the future. And from the looks of it, it looks like they got pretty close to having everything I told them to do done. They did get over to here. Let's dig this out. And instead of where we were originally going to place the bottle up there, we'll place it up here. And we'll just fill this area in. Could also do this to make things a little bit easier. So that's for all of these. Let's go down 4 and over. This is for this area. How many of these do I need? 10. Wait for the autosave. These here, keeping a space open. And let's start telling them to queue these up. So copy settings. All of these, please. Did they cut that one thing up, but they did. Brightness is 1000 lux. Can I relocate you to up here? If I just like place it right there. Maybe that'll be good enough. It's time to sweep up all this as well. Now we are going to be getting a lot of mercury and probably heating it up. Yeah, we definitely are. Let's not put mercury in here. We can avoid it. No mercury, please. Right there. We will place mercury down here. Because that way it'll at least stay cold, hopefully. We'll even dig this out so if it spills, it goes this way. Let's also carve every one of these so we can see. What else do they take to get growing? Do they only need ethanol to grow? It does look that way. Alright, let's place this on a do not harvest. Did they place it in the bottle emptier? They did not yet. Okay. Seems like they're more focused on building this than they are doing the stuff up here. I wish, just like in Timberborn, that the dupes in this colony would do things in the order that you placed it down rather than the closest thing. Hello, Oz. Welcome in. I don't know where they were probably going for more ethanol and then they ran out. Yeah, that's probably what was going on there. Is this off-casting or not? I can't tell. I don't think it is. There is a lot of carbon dioxide in this area now. So much so that our base is starting to fill in too much. We could reopen this and allow us to get in here. There is a lot of sleet wheat that they would be picking up, though. We closed that off because we were using too much duplicate labor to pick up that stuff. We are, on the other hand, kind of low on making food. And I think it's because somebody is not cooking constantly. That's not what we do. We want to go in priorities. Where is our cook? You should be constantly cooking. There they go. Why does this not have something in it? I just noticed that. I didn't cue that out to be dug, did I? Growth will continue when conditions improve. So I don't know if this is helping with this or not. Oh, it can't live there with the liquid on it. Well, then how do you grow these? Because the spigot seals are going to keep making liquids on top of the trees. How do you ranch spigot seals if you can't do that? I'm gonna actually Google this, see if I can find spigot seal ranch. Maybe I could find one that looks a little bit... No, because even other people are doing it the same way. I mean, a lot of them are doing... Yeah, I'm doing it right. I don't know. Is it because there's 2 liquids here? There's 2 liquids. Stupid liquid carbon dioxide. I actually need this done immediately. So that tree doesn't... it died already. Okay. Somebody coming up for this? Where you guys is coming? Mop that up, buddy. Thank you. Alright, to finish this, let's make the pike apples come back down here. And then this is where we go back to deconstructing all of these again. Did I place in the other plants? I did place them in. Alright, so we can start going to the next layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here, then also over here. Dig all of this, including that one plant, and then we just need to go like this. And that'll be for the first aloe veras. I do want them to build this first, so I'll put that on a 6. We don't need to move this right away, because it's still going to come back down here. Those are on a 7, so they'll get around to it eventually. Eventually is right now. What do they take as realization? It looks like they just... Oh, that can't be right. Where's the wild one? Take phosphorate. Why doesn't it show it there? That was weird. Anyway, they're getting around to it. They did place this in, so let's do carbon dioxide and mercury. I'll do that, and then we could just deconstruct those 2 tiles and let the mercury run down here. That's an okay location for it. That there, mop this up. We might not even need to mop it if the gases move the liquid. Oh, we do need to mop it. Okay. Build that in. I do want that done now, though. And of course, a lot of mercury's coming back down in here, which is fine. Regular pot. Ooh, squash fries. Free food. Why is there ice over here? Let's get that ice out of here because I do want to turn the glass back on. Should probably look at power lines and get them all fixed. What would it be? Construction? Duties? Okay, that didn't really help. Alright. I want that to be fixed. It's everything on the inside. Let's get this fixed as well. I think that's all the broken things. Plants have died. I'm gonna guess spawn one. Yep. It's because there's carbon dioxide up here. I hate that there's carbon dioxide. I may have to put in a heater up here just to make this warm enough that carbon dioxide does not freeze. How hot can these get? Okay, they can go up to -15. Liquid carbon dioxide happens at around 48. So if I can get this to like -45, I could just move it down here. It would mean more digging to get to that point, but I could just move it down. Actually, we can't move it down because this is in the way, so we'd have to move it over as well. And this is just so we could have a reliable source of ethanol. Relocate this to up here. Oh, why are you picking up the branches? We need the branches there so the seals can eat. Why is this running? That's still going, so I don't know what's going on with that. It looks like they dropped off some of the mercury and the other stuff. Should be able to get in here to get at least those. Where are you taking that mercury? I saw them come down here and pick up mercury. Oh, they're picking up liquid. They're picking up bottles of mercury. That's fine then. Now, if I dig this out, wouldn't the temperature drop all the way down here? I don't know how to combat the carbon dioxide. I can make it not have an atmosphere. Do they need an atmosphere? They don't need an atmosphere. We could have them in a vacuum. That would get rid of the carbon dioxide. Over time, at least. Let's do that then. Because the ethanol should be fine. Its freezing point is negative 114. I don't think we're going to get that low. So there will be the occasional gas that gets into this, but overall it should be fine. I could just move these to being out here. I might want to rebuild it up here. No, because then the ethanol will evaporate into space. Unless I place it in the right spot. We might just move this. They're taking a little long to do everything. I think it's because we started moving stuff. Starvation. What is going on? Why do we not have someone cooking? Where is Amari? Amari is no longer allowed to leave. Amari's right there going to the bathroom. Alright. Priorities. Amari, I need you to cook all the time. And Amari is the one that's hungry. Alright, Amari needs something to eat before they die, so let's go find pike apples. Allow you to eat a pike apple. Hopefully you don't stay sleeping long enough that you starve to death. There's actually nothing in here. You need to leave the base so you can get that pike apple. I'm alright, you don't have to go back inside to eat. Alright, I don't know why that was on a 7. That's probably part of the reason why we don't have stuff in here. Wait, why are they taking so long to build? Here we have a little bit of edible stuff now. I might need a second cook, which is probably gonna have to be Frankie, so that Amari can focus on the fryer while Frankie grills. It's gonna be how we do this. Regular pod, we'll take some nutrient bars for that extra little bit of food. Let's grab these down here. Gases are looking not too good. Alright, what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna get this going up here. Think I have to go to there? Oh, a couple more. Thankfully, they started building in those tiles. All of these pike apples are done, so let's get rid of all of them and all of these. And you just got yourself stuck. Awesome. We're slowly getting better. Still getting starvation. I think I need priorities on Frankie to be cook, then supply. Frankie's already here. I might just need another grill so we can cook twice as fast. How hard would it be to fit that in here? I'll definitely have to make this 2 more tiles wider. So let's go like that. Because I think we might need more than 1 grill. I can't tell if they started building up here. What is this? Trying to get the spigot seals going, but trees are being an issue for me. Glass and I think we should only have 12 more going. 9. I think it might be time to turn this back on and try and get the rest of that glass built. Let's get you doing squash fries more. Frankie can come in here and do the other stuff. Oh, they can't get to up there. Who's trapped? Because we're having asteroids again. You can just get down, can't you? Maybe not. Yeah, our spigot seals are not going to be lasting very long. Alright, what is our builder doing? They should be focused on building stuff, but it doesn't seem like they are. They're almost over here. We have pike apple skewers, so there's nobody actually starving. They just didn't get to the food yet. And it's Amari again. But Amari was in the bathroom. There's a Jinx in chat. That's a Gen 1 Pokemon. There we go, we're almost there. We just need to build one more tile and then we can get our power back up to the way we need it. Let's add... Do I really need to put in another egg cracker for the other mammoth egg? I'm not able to queue up both. Oh wait, no, I just have to click forever. Okay. Okay, we have the other wood burner going. Let's prioritize this as well. This is making a ton of oxalate down here. I'm definitely gonna have to stop putting the doors sideways like this. The snow makes too much of an issue trying to get in there. Alright, let's do the regular pod and then start our second prediction. So how do you sit? We'll take that. So I'm not sure if everyone has a suit. Everyone does have a suit. Okay, let's do our second prediction of today's stream. We had a pair of boots earlier. So is the next thing in pod in the top left corner going to be tops, bottoms, buildings, decorations, and wallpaper? You guys have 10 minutes to decide starting right now. Which should mean that around the start of the next hour is when we actually open it. With all this oxalate, why is it off-gassing? It shouldn't be able to off-gas down here, but it is. Strange, but I'm gonna allow it. We can also stop this and get it ready to be pipes down here instead. Oh, they both got done. So these are both done. And get that back. We have no more edible food growing up here. All of our edible foods are growing down at the bottom. Alright, I need you to do this now, please. We're getting an overload damage because of the glass. How many more do we need? Only 5 more. We're almost done all the glass, so we should almost have this done. You know, now that we have the plants growing at the bottom, I don't think we need this wall here. Like if we open this up, we would be able to get more carbon dioxide going in here. I'm going to deconstruct those 2 tiles there. This won't serve any benefit to us if we open it up, so I'm going to leave it like that. Did they open the door? They did open the door. Let's auto that again, so we're not losing a ton of our gases. That's the last 2 pipes of that, so we can start getting rid of all this right now. And then all of this. Then we get to the point where it has to wait until this is emptied. What I'm going to do over here is break these open. This is the ice, so what I should probably do is add in another one of these so we can drop ice down here. And then I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue that all the way over. So that we can get the second row of alveo veras over here. Now, how come they haven't come and dug these? Do I need a tile underneath them for them to be able to be dug? Is that a thing? Because they did the other ones pretty quickly. Like, this one hasn't been done either. I think it needs to be laying on something in order for him to be dug. I still haven't done this, but we are starting to go up in food, I think. Yeah, we have 66. Oh, that's pike apples. That's not skewers. We have 2.5 dupes worth of skewers. We definitely need this done. Priority, please. I need all this done. That's dropping liquid carbon dioxide, which should warm up down here. Maybe not, but I think it might get close to it. I should probably also add ladders here so they can get up this way. We definitely need something underneath the stones in order for us to get it. Because they just dug that out almost immediately after the tile was placed underneath it. Alright, we almost went through all the liquid here, so let's get rid of all this. And all of a sudden, it looks like we barely have any carbon dioxide in this area. And I had a feeling you'd get stuck. Let's get you out of there. No, Gene. Gene. Wake up. Gene. You're not in a good spot there, Gene. Blueprint. Take some wood, of course. We're actually running low on wood. Can I... Thank you. It's taking forever to do that. You guys could have did that from inside the base, not outside of it. Oh, that's gonna release a bunch of snow. I did not think of that beforehand. Oh well. We're gonna lose a Weezewort there. Don't need that anymore. Don't need this anymore. We do need to move this over. Let's get this stuff going. That goes there. This goes here. So that's going to get moved over as well. Why is there a fox outside? Okay, this gets copied to here, this gets deconstructed. I was just about to say we're waiting on them to finish the spice grinder, but then they started building it. And get rid of this now. And move this over one. And then we're gonna have to deconstruct the grill and place in two grills at the same time. Because this is over one tile, we won't be able to place a grill in right there. But hopefully after some time this will help us. Alright, where is our builder? What are they doing? Why are you outside? You know what, Max should be outside. It's the other one that we want constantly cooking. We actually want to deconstruct this as well, so I can place in 2. Omelette, quick apple, barbecue, frost bun. Don't have all that. This is raw egg. We want that. We don't want omelet. We want that on a 7. So once they reapply everything, they should get back to cooking. And now that we have 2 grills, we should be able to get grills going whenever we run out of the stuff to make the squash fries. Which is going to take a while, but afterwards we'll be able to keep up with this. This is kind of important, so I'm going to let them keep doing it. Although we could prioritize doing all this first. Let's do that instead. How are we doing on glass? We just need to do 4 more things of glass and then we're done. Alright, let's choose... You know what, let's wait a little bit actually. We'll wait about another half hour before we open up the pod for a prediction. Once we get to the roof of this, I'm going to put the roof across the ladder so that we don't get stuff dropping on this door. But we're going to keep that as our airlock. How many more of these are we going to be making? We have about 10 more orders of plum squash that we can do. 20 more of these. So about half the talent we need for the plum squashes, if I'm getting my math right. Let's do the full math. Obviously 40,000 divided by 4 is 10. But wait a minute. I'm looking at that wrong. So that's 50 kilograms, and we use 1,000. So we have 50 of this. We actually have more tallow than we have plum squash. Only because it's a solid, so it goes by kilograms rather than the same conversion thing here. So that confused me for a second there. We do have 2 people that can be on the grill, so if they aren't doing this, they can jump on this and help out with the other dupe while we wait for more stuff to be delivered to the deep fryer. So I think we're getting better with that. They are doing better out here. Of course, they have to hold their breath while they're out here. And I think what we'll do is also bring the door up here. So right here. Let's grab some drywall. We'll do that. We're gonna have to put drywall in here as well, where the liquid's gonna be. So this isn't gonna get any light. I'm gonna cancel out relocate because they're not gonna do it. Take some copper. We are now getting this vacuumed out. And now that the alveolaries are down here, I don't know if we need another row of them. It seems like they're eating away at the carbon dioxide a little bit faster. So I don't know. They did do another piece of glass. We're doing pretty good on building. Luckily, they did not just get stuck right there. What do we get if we harvest this anyway? Do we just get wood? Oh, Gene, I thought you got stuck. Yeah, we do get wood and a little bit of nectar. Let's make sure they do the floor before the top here. Why are they not doing the pole? Did we run out of cinnabar ore? I don't think we did. Let's get all of that going. Because I also need to do all of this. Not right there. And then we need to place in the tiles for this. There and there. This goes over to that. Then we have our doors. including right here. I've been prioritizing this on top of the fact that we need this spigot seal thing going. I've been prioritizing that over doing this because it looks like we're keeping up with it. Actually, now that I mention it, we do have 2 rows of crops going. That's why we're keeping up with it. So we definitely do need the second row if we want to delete this one. Okay. Place this right there. We do need to build some type of ceiling across here in order for us to keep the gases in here. So let's also do all this. How are we doing on glass? We almost done? One more thing of glass and then we are completely done. I do need to tell them to fix that one wire so that that refrigerator can start running again. Let's max prioritize that piece of glass. They finish that, then we can delete everything that's down here. And there we go. We are done with all the glass that we need. So let's tell them to prioritize building this. Because I should have all the glass that we need for that. We should have 125 kilograms down here. We have an extra 100. Oh wait, no, that's the right amount. 225. Because these 2 tiles take 100 each. So now we should be seeing that the gas is climbing as they place more and more of these drywall. This is going to become a vacuum. And then this will occasionally let gas get in here, but it should dissipate very quickly. We are going to need this to go up higher to the roof height. Nobody's starving, don't even start. We have 7,000 pike skewers, plus we have more food to make. Wait a minute, did that just say... Oh yeah, we don't have any tallow, so we can't make fries anymore. We have to do the skewers. Let's go through here and make sure that all the wires are being fixed. Since we shouldn't be breaking them anymore. Oxygen's getting higher. We do have more spigot seals to grab if these die. I'm not too worried about them dying out. Let's go, Gene. You almost got all of them done. 400 more kilograms of granite, and then this is blocked up. This is now becoming a vacuum slowly. And here it goes. So I think we can get rid of these. Why didn't you do this? You should have did that first. This isn't on a 7. And these are too. Right? Yeah, we raised that to a 7 as well. You're doing things in a weird order, Gene. I was rooting for you for a while, but now I don't know. You didn't even bring up all the granite we need for that. Gene. Thank you. Now, can I get someone to deconstruct these two things? Now that we have a space in here that we can actually breathe in. Why is it polluted oxygen in here? That shouldn't be a thing. I guess we'll take the bonbon tree seed. Let's also add these in just so we can deconstruct the other stuff. They're still not doing these yet. Not entirely sure why. We shouldn't have anything else for them to high prioritize other than destructing those few things. Now we should start seeing this becoming more pressure. It's definitely happening quickly. That should help carbon dioxide leave this area faster. I'm not sure that's how the gas is going to work. Anyway, they're doing the glass now. No, we're not going to deconstruct that. Now Gene can do whatever in whatever order. We'll tell them to lock that door when they get around to it. I do want to sweep that piece of wood up, though. I think we're starting to get back into the hang of it. It may be worth telling them to build stuff at the bottom of the base. Yeah, let's tell them to prioritize placing in all this. Just so we can move the wood heater down there. Let's actually place in the power for that now. And instead of how we were doing it, I'm going to go straight down. Just like that. Did they place in the last piece of glass? They did! So we have all the glass we need. We definitely do not need any of this stuff. Let's get rid of all that. All this. Power. They'll do that eventually. We're slowly getting further and further across over here. At least whenever we can breathe. Trying to think if there's anything we need to get to at the bottom of the asteroid. We probably should explore more of the asteroid. We see a neutronium over on the left side, but we haven't really gone to the right far enough. Although it does look like this is the last biome. Let's get a mop of all the mercury down here. So that hopefully we can get rid of the wet buff. I'm gonna place 2 tiles there so that they stop slipping on this. We only have 4 more farm tiles before we can place in the next Alveoveras. And we should be able to build these from over here. Why is the cook leaving the colony? The cook should not be leaving the colony, or leaving the main maze. What's in here? Yeah, we have pike apples in here. You can take from there and bring it in into the grill. There's no reason they should be leaving the base. It looks like these farm tiles all have the dirt, they just need to be placed in. Let's cancel this one and place it in over on this side. Just in case I want to increase what we have and go to another layer. Okay, we have all the stuff in, so let's place in all those Alveoveras. place this in so we can get that lumen quartz from there. Jaina should be coming down here in just a moment. I just want this done before we run out of ethanol up here. Alright, Jaina's coming over now to do it. We can deconstruct that snow tile, and then we're good. Jane's coming down here to do this. Let's do all of these now. Not this one. I want to make sure we have all the stuff placed in at the bottom before we get to that point. Should probably place in the ladders now. Some salt water. I am A-okay with that. And we have run out of wood, which means that we're going to run out of power. Should probably start making a spawn. Just so that we can have power. We're going to need a spot that's really hot. We're gonna have to change how the spawn works a little bit so that we have some sort of heating. I want to do that so that we can get hydrogen going by putting an electrolyzer together. Trying to think of how I want to do this. Because we're going to take the salt water with a brine, turn that into regular water. I could do that up here, but I think it would immediately flash into ice. So I don't know. I'll let them finish up this. How about you get all the stuff on the bottom done first? Can, however, start doing pipes. And the power. We can start putting in the bonbon trees, but I don't know if they're going to be stable right away or not. That's not where I want that. Let's get that part of the roof on. Or I guess that would be the wall more than the roof. And then as long as we start growing the, like, actually giving them snow and stuff, they should start growing before we even move the bonbons up there. Not the bonbons, the spigot seals. We do have 2 eggs, so even if these die, we have 2 more critters that we can ranch. How are they doing at planting all this stuff down here? They planted everything down here. I think we're ready to just deconstruct everything in here. Can I place regular tiles on top of these? No. Alright, let's just go like this then. That's not what I'm about to do. Let's clean up the base a little bit. They're probably prioritizing building all this rather than deconstructing the other stuff. They did place in all 4 trees. Weird placement of metal, but alright. How's the radiation down this? Radiation goes pretty far down here. So I might, for everything above the glass, or not above the glass, might put a few tiles here just so that we can get rid of the radiation. It looks like snow blocks about half, so it's like a regular tile. That's alright to figure out. We'll do tests over top of the critter station to see if we can get that unradiated. Okay, I'm gonna put all of this on a 6 now. I have 1 more wire there to build. I might want to do another thing of floxes up here. If I just cancel some of the stuff we're doing, I can rebuild this ranch. Oh, come on, you were almost done. Actually, wasn't this on a 9 or something? So that we're always putting wood into it. I think so, but I don't know for sure. Alright, we can go back to having this go straight down. and out into here. If we make a tiny amount of plastic, we could just vent it. Instead, we'll do this. Alright, I also want to high prioritize sweep all this out. We do need one more tile. We have a Regal Mammoth, so that means we need to update this to have both of these. And it has two critters I want to get rid of. There is also a Regal Mammoth in here. I could have sworn I saw one move around. I guess I just saw the egg. They swept everything out of here pretty quickly, so let's just do this. And if I can grab it, we're gonna wrangle that. Is it duties? No. Apparently cleaning is attacking. Okay. We're probably gonna need more of these going back here. We have iron for these guys up here. So we're gonna want to have them somewhere nearby. And that should allow us to wrangle every critter that's in here. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, 7. There we go. How did they get sheared in here? We got some ethanol. Nice, nice. Alright, let's start deconstructing these tiles. Gene and Travaldo, after Travaldo finishes all the crops, should start both deconstructing all the tiles. Alright, that's all gone. So that means all the carbon dioxide should be coming down here. The little bit of wood that we have is going into this. Luckily, we're not using wood for anything else. Once these get built, we'll switch them over to being just a Regal Mammoth eggs. We'll not do the regular Mammoths anymore. And we'll turn these into being the 2 extra flock things that we need. If they finish building either one of these. Thank you. No, flock's egg, incubate. There we go. So now they should all be 7s so that we can prioritize them over this. Why is there a snazzier green suit down here? It's a bit odd. Okay. And this does not include clothing because clothing is a specialty thing. Let's also do a quick sweep of everything up here. So now we're increasing how much wood we get. So what else are we doing? I'm pretty sure the only other thing we're doing is the stuff up top, and this one also doesn't have stuff on them. So did they naturally shed? Do we even need to shear them? It does say it can be shorn. Yeah, it definitely says we need to shear them, but this one, maybe they just lose their stuff if we don't shear them. So it's not that they lost their coat, it's that they, it's like it got deleted or something. Alright, Max, what are you doing out here? You should be focusing on cooking. That is your priority, right? That's Frankie. Alright, trying to think about how we can do liquids in here a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over one. These trees are getting pretty close to being finished. We definitely do not want to harvest them. Why are you doing the snow stuff while we're doing these? I get the feeling we don't have enough granite. Apparently we have 25 tons of wood, but it's not showing here. So I guess all of our wood is somewhere else. I don't know. But we are back up to having a lot of food. We have a lot of pike apple skewers now that we have all those people. Is Jean our builder? Jean is our builder, right? That's why they have so much high... Yeah. They're probably high due to, high stress, I mean, due to radiation stuff. And unwell work environments. We have 2 baby spigot seals. These are almost done growing. Not sure what I should focus on. I'm gonna get done to build that stuff. We're finally finishing this, or at least 4 of the tiles. They placed it all in, that's done. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move this bridge to being there. We're going to deconstruct these. And this is going to be moved out this way. So that it is out of the way of water coming in here. We're going to also deconstruct this. And all of this. So now this should still work the same way. Although if we don't build this in before we fill up the pipe, we might fill up our bathrooms again. Which would be okay if that happens. Alright, we've had a prediction waiting for a while. Let's do the prediction. So we have 30 points of wallpaper. This is our second prediction. We do have one more. And, oh, you got wallpaper! So you are getting your points back. Congratulations on winning. We will start to... Actually, that kind of looks like the shirt from the guy that was in Blue's Clues. I don't know why that makes me think of Blue's Clues. Wasn't his shirt like horizontal stripes also? That was like a deep childhood memory. We should probably also build that. I know we have the vent up here, but I think we need that. We should probably also find a way to make a tiny amount of plastic so that we can build the high pressure gas. We need a gasket. What the heck is a gasket? How do you make a gasket? Plastic gasket used for all of these things. Crafting station. I don't know if this is like a bionic dupe thing. Yeah, 50 kilograms, 30 seconds makes one gasket. And in order to make the thing, I don't know if one gasket is a kilogram or if we need multiple to make 1 kilogram. I don't know what 1 unit is in weight. But it looks like we don't need plastic for this anymore. We need the gasket instead. Is there a way to know how heavy this is? Doesn't look like it. Alright, that's a future issue. There's a Freya. I think we'll just reject everything. Yeah, we're getting some snow down here, which is not good. We'll wait for them to stop shooting before we go back up there. What can we do while we wait? So I don't know if we have a way to get oil. We do have an oil biome somewhere on this asteroid. I guess we could go around trying to find where oil is. We could go straight down further. Try to discover more of the asteroid. Because we do have all of this space. I think we'll wait up, because this is still going through all the carbon dioxide here. Eventually the oxygen that's up here will be vented out. I could even help it by saying keep this open. Now that we have a bunch of food, I'm going to take Amari off of the pike apples. Nobody's eating the squash fries, which is good. We want the, we want the critters eating them. Now, why did that get sent up here? Seems odd. Next thing I want to do is figure out if we were to put some doors here, is this a thing that we can make a room out of? Because I need a small room like this. One tile deeper, but I want to make sure I can place in a roof on top of this because this is all crushed ice. So we want to at least do that. And this is going to be for the spigot seal eggs. A tree grew there? It's a tiny bit odd. Alright, this does not have an atmosphere behind it. So we'll go like that. We're going to need more down here, but actually we can open that up now. Let's see how many of that need the tiles. And then let's also do a mass sweep of everything up here. And it looks like we only need one more tile. We actually don't need this tile. Looks like the one thing that we can't move is the nectar. We'll have to think about what we're going to do with that. But first, let's put our incubators up here for our spigot seals. I don't think they can reach that one, so we'll leave that up there. They should be able to reach all this, though. Spigot seal, 7. Well, at least get the seal egg incubating. Did they really pick up a few micrograms of snow and then leave? Alright, this is going to be relocated to here. This is going to be relocated to here. It's apparently carbon dioxide that keeps showing up over here. I'll leave it there for now. They did start deconstructing stuff up here. I almost made it all the way to the end. I should be prioritizing the floor. I don't know why I started making them deconstruct everything and do the top, because now they don't have a ranch. And we actually don't need to get to the bottom anymore, so we can close this in. Everybody sleeping? That's what it seems like. It does seem like we're not counteracting the carbon dioxide as well as we were before. Almost as if all of a sudden the gas has moved around to the point where we need to put in a third thing of alveoveras. Is it the gas pressure? No, it's not the pressure. I don't know, chat. What I do know is we need to finish up the floor up here so that we can get the critters up here as well. There we go, now we can copy this to here. And also prioritize deconstructing those so that we can move them. Why are they not getting their fertilization? Oh, because they're not on a 7. Okay. Here we have one seal here. That's one seal moved. That's the other seal moved. We can mop up all of this nastiness. And hopefully not have to worry about anything else in here. Because once the ethanol's gone, then we can just let the carbon dioxide pool there if we'd like. Now this says illumination, but I think when it becomes daytime, it should be fine again. There shouldn't be any way of carbon dioxide being formed up here. As long as they get rid of all the ethanol, I don't care about the carbon dioxide being pulled again. Alright, that's one less thing to worry about. I'll leave it time to deconstruct that so they can get in here quicker. I'll tell them to build over deconstructing. I should probably tell them to deconstruct over building. I don't know, chat. What I do want to figure out is how many of these do I need before this becomes no radiation. So I'm going to assume it's 5. So if I start doing this, we'll make this an entire block. We will have to make a wall going down the side as well, so that when something comes from the side, it doesn't break through. Oh, we are going to need a way to get up here. This needs to go an extra 2, along with this needing to be 5. So we actually have to go up to there. Deconstruct another 2. Alright, I think the carbon dioxide is raising because our gas pressure is going down. So we're not actually going through the carbon dioxide as quickly as we need to. One, two, three, four, 5. That's not what I meant to do. This is what I meant to do. That should probably be a higher priority than anything up there. Why do we have a broken power line? Do we really have that much on here that could blow it? Oh yeah, it does. Okay, we might want to make a refinery and start doing some power increases for the power line. Hopefully we get through this before we need more ethanol. Oh, that's why we have this. Alright, cancel that. Are the branches going up? I think they are. Yeah, they're still going. I prioritize doing this because of it being mostly snow tiles. It can be done almost immediately. I should probably do a priority sweep of everything up here. Get some of the debris and stuff out of here. We would also bring the oxalate in here. Alright. I don't know where they're going. Gina, I need you to dig a whole 3 tiles. There we go. Now we're back to getting ethanol. I'm doing that to try and combat the carbon dioxide. If we can cut down this and have it mostly oxygen in here, we'd be better off. Can I get you to deconstruct that? Thank you. I want to be able to build that last tile. I'm cool with them doing the snow first. It looks like they're doing the glass first. That's fine as well. We are going to need at least another ladder there. We still haven't relocated this yet, and it's on a 7. Two more tiles, and this is a room. I should probably put tiles right here. Actually, hold on. That back to there. I want to go into construction only. Raise that up. Now these should still be on a 7. I don't know what Gene's doing. Okay. This is finally a ranch, so people can come up here and do the ranch stuffs. We have these, so we can start getting spigot seals in here a little bit faster. Our trees are around 80% with the branches, so we should be getting the food soon. Do we need tiles behind these? What happens if I put a tile behind that? I think that's gonna break the mesh tile. If it doesn't, then we definitely do need drywall behind that, because I don't know what's gonna happen to the liquids. So let's do that. I don't know what they've decided to do first in terms of building. Where'd they go? I saw them coming up and then they disappeared. That's the rancher. That's different. And I think Taco can do all 3 critters. There is a female Zubat in chat if anyone wants a Gen 1 Pokemon. Alright, let's see if they do destroy the tile. Now if I put the tile back, what happens? Because this might be oversight on my part. If we can't have the drywall and the mesh tile at the same spot, we're gonna have to bring it down to here where there's... Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get the stuff that we need. We'll have to find out later. Let's start the 3rd prediction and final prediction of today's stream. So in the top left corner, are we gonna get tops, bottoms, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You guys have 10 minutes to decide, starting right now. This is going to be the one that we open at the end of the stream. Okay, I'm gonna let this try and make ethanol. If it makes some ethanol, I think I might just leave it. We are almost at 100% with the branches, so they shouldn't be waiting on food much longer. This is making a lot of oxygen all of a sudden. I don't know what changed. I'm half tempted to just break a hole in the bottom of the base. I'm going to tell them to do a priority sweep of the farming area. Is that a broken wire at the battery? It is. That's a bunch of debris that we have to get picked up. Now that we have 2 phlox ranches, we are starting to get a backlog of wood on here. Either that or we always had wood there. Let's get this fixed. Luckily, there's not much debris in this spot for them to pick up. Especially when they do the seeds, they can go a few tiles before they run out of room in their pockets. They're doing down here. That's not on a higher priority, but I'll let them continue. I'll take the fertilizer. They should still be able to get to this. Why haven't they put any in here? It is on a 9, so maybe I want to lower this to a 8. So that hopefully they do the ethanol. I wish there was a way to yellow alert this. Actually, there is. No, you dropped it. You got this, Frankie. I believe in you. Thank you. Do we need a whole nother bottle? I'm ready to red alert again. Yep, we do. Let's get another bottle in here so that it's stockpiled. I should probably do a reservoir. It's probably what Leo would tell me right now. We could easily put a reservoir right there. Let's move this around a little bit. Move you to there. Right now we'll place this in until we can move that around. We sweep on an 8. We build on a 7. I do want to get this stuff done though. Polluted ice. That's gonna be over here. Oh, I see. This is on a 9, so they're doing the regular ice first. And I'm guessing that's where we used to be dropping off all of our ice. Yep. All of our ice and our snow. Let's grab this, place it all down here. Hope that this cuts down the carbon dioxide even further. Up next, I'm going to high prioritize that. And hopefully, if I zoom out enough, I can cancel anything ice related. Okay, that's definitely ice. Stop sweeping the ice. Stop sweeping the ice. That's ice again. Okay, I think that should have stopped them from picking up and replacing ice back down in an infinite loop. I should be just taking the stuff that shouldn't be there. This emptied out, so we're going to copy this over to here and deconstruct this. I should probably also look at skills, because I think Frankie has enough to be finished. Nice. And the base is slowly getting overpressurized. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, but... Alright, let's get a liquid reservoir. Right there, and we're gonna have to do some shenanigans to get the pipes. We're gonna go like this, and then straight down. Now we're gonna prioritize everything. Need somebody to get that ethanol. Come on, Frankie, you're so close. Oh, somebody else is picking up ice. I think that's all that's here now. Yep. So if they can finish making these... Oh, I don't want to sweep off these yet. No, I wanted to cancel. There we go. I do want to sweep up this area, though. Are we replacing the ethanol? If they could finish this, we would be able to take the thing off of the red alert. There we go. We'll do one more bottle on this red alert, and then I'll take it off. Okay, that should give us a little bit of a backlog. We could also do a pump. We could also drop it down into here so that we can get all the ethanol from this area. I wonder if I can mop that mercury. No, it's too much. Let's drop this by one tile and see if I can move the mercury enough for us to mop it. We are doing a good job of getting rid of the carbon dioxide. These are now working 100%. We are getting ethanol in here. I don't know if we're getting the max amount of ethanol. It does look like it went through. I think we're okay. Let's get all that built. Because I don't think we're building anything else. So there's some seeds here. We could make a seed box just to get rid of the seeds. Let's do that. It'll help us make less of a mess. All seeds, please. And then the next layer. Ah, they built that very fast. Does that mean they finished everything up here? Oh, I put this up one tile too low. I think I do need to build this within this area. Let me look at YouTube again. No, it doesn't look like the liquid has to, or the mesh tiles have to have a thing behind it. I think it counts as a full tile at that point. It does say vacuum, however, so that makes me wonder. Once the autosave is done, we'll get some rust. This carbon dioxide is kind of getting taken out of here. I don't think we're getting any oxygen in here yet, but we are still draining it. Alright, I think we are almost ready to close this door. Placing some more tiles here. We're going to be keeping an eye on this. There's apparently some radiation that's getting in right here. That's maybe 8 tiles. So I went from 82 to 36 rads. We don't need those anymore. Once we build these tiles, we don't need these ladders anymore. Then here we're at 16 rad, so we're getting closer to not having any radiation issues. I don't know, chat. Something about us not having stuff behind the mesh tiles makes me worry that we're not getting all the ethanol we could be getting. We also don't have a full spigot seal ranch yet. That dropped us to 7 rads, so we're getting closer. We also now don't need these. That dropped us down to 7, which should mean that down here is 3. Maybe this is the last tile that we need? If not, we're going to be at like 1.5 or just 1 rad per cycle. Way down here is 1.8, so I think we are going to drop down to 1.5. If that's true, I'm gonna have to climb back up here and put another tile up top. But we only needed 5 tiles, but we might need 6 total. Also, why haven't we moved this yet? That's been queued up for a long time. They moved the other one that was closer. Alright, let's see how close we get to having 0 rads. 0 rads over here, so we definitely do need 1 more tile. Right, we're gonna deconstruct all the way up there. Start building a ladder run down. Maybe we're not. What's our builder doing? Oh, did they finish sweeping down here? They did. So aside from the debris that is right here, and iron and stuff that's right there, everything else looks like oxalate and ice, which are the things that are being created or being used over here. So everything else that's in here, I'm leaving. If I brought them down to here, how would it be? That's space exposure. That's not side 1. First tile to be here. That's a tree. That means this would be at the bottom of the entire thing. could move it down here, but we'd be waiting for the trees to grow again. Which may make the spigot seals starve again. I think it might be worth doing. What does chat think? Does chat think I should move it down? Am I just overthinking the fact that the back of this is a vacuum? The mesh tile? Is the liquid actually flowing through this and not just disappearing into the vacuum of space? You guys say no, then we'll leave it like this. We're still going to build this up here because that's just snow. Now, I have seen them pick up more than one tile's worth, but for some reason it looks like they're only picking up a tile. Alright, let's start building our way back down. That should be 0 grads right here. Yes, it is. Completely safe. Barely safe. Mostly safe. Okay, so when they do that last one, this entire area is going to be safe from radiation. Then we're just waiting for the spigot seals to get a full ranch. Did get one earbud that fully died now. So I think it's time for us to research the final research. I am pretty happy on how we have everything set up. I think if I walked away right now, they would be self-sustaining for nearly forever. Obviously, when the ethanol runs out, they would have issues there. I have enable auto bottle there so they can get the mercury out of here. I think I can mop that. So let's mop this for a few seconds. That way they can get the mercury out of there. They just got all the mercury out of the pool, so now that's done. I think if I place this here, and then make an easier way to get in here. We may be able to drop this and be able to take from there, which would get the entire pool. let's start the final research for our colony. That is the telephone for us to radio back to our original colony. That is a lot of light in one spot. It does still say insufficient oxygen generation. I think that's just because it's not considering this as producing oxygen rather than just farming. Carbon dioxide definitely did lower. Automation would probably help this colony. We could automate the food being sent directly to the grills and picking up the food from the grills and putting it into the refrigerators. That would probably help us. Dig out the rest of that. We'll also carve this out. I think by the time we get down to there, we should have this completely done. Or this lowered so that we can use this. And the other earbud died. So let's do our third and final prediction of today's stream. We have 30 points in tops, 5,000 points in bottoms. I hope it is tops so somebody can win all those points. We have a pair of bottoms, so whoever put points in the bottoms, you're getting an extra 30 points. So that's 2 pairs of boots we've had today. Our first prediction gave us an Atmos suit boot. Then we had wallpaper. Apparently just got a plum squash seed from debris. Definitely mop these and that. Probably get rid of this now. I think once Gina digs out these, it may drop low enough. I mean, it doesn't say that it can't be used. Jean is just struggling something fierce. What are your skills right now, Jean? Are you over skilled? No, you have one extra morale, so it's not a morale thing. Popped eardrums, hungry, chilly surroundings. That would do it, yeah. There's too much pressure of oxygen, and it's too cold. How are we doing on the research? We're not even started the research. Why have we not started the research? Do I need to do this? And if I were to use this, how much power would I need? 960 watts. That will break our wires nearly immediately. Space heater uses 120. We can automate it to stop before it gets to 70 degrees. But it does use power constantly. Let's do it, because it won't take heat, or it won't take wood. Grab a little bit of automation like this thermo sensor. Place it like right there, I suppose. Connect it in automation and then power it. That should be enough. We're only using about 100 to 200 watts. Oh, they shouldn't be building anything else, so I don't know. What's going on here? Oh, they were starting to build it. Okay. That should immediately start heating up the area. Whether or not one heater is good enough, I don't know. Actually, it did look like it was good enough because it got up to negative 8 degrees and it's still climbing. Anything below 20. So that's gonna heat up this entire area. I hope. You can already see a dark blue on this. The oxygen is hovering around freezing temperature. And they just finished that, so now they just have to do this. We now have the last thing we need for this story, which is the party line phone. With this being placed, we will be now done with this asteroid. This is the last gen that we're going to be doing. I think we have the spigot seals working properly. This is still slowly increasing with ethanol. We have it ready to pump. We would just need to build in the pump to come all the way down here, which wouldn't take too long, but also I don't want to run the power. You know what? Let's do it. Why wait? I do kind of want this bridged over, so let's go down. Bring this all the way up. I want this bridged up. This bridged down. That could be snipped off. Grab some joya seeds. They do now have a way to get frost resistant for a few seconds, so that should help with morale. What's the temperature like in here? Still around freezing. I'm not expecting this to immediately fix everything. Down here is pretty warm because of the carbon dioxide getting heated. We probably need more than one heater. They almost have this done. That's back to working now. And then I suppose let's grab this and go all the way up. And hope that we have enough metal for that. Otherwise we're gonna have to dig out more. I'm surprised that nobody used the telephone yet. Do you need 2 telephones for one of them to work? I don't know, but we are waiting for this to get done. Then I think we're ready to close up for today. Can I get more than one person building this if I put on a 9? There we go, we definitely are getting more than one person now. Are we gonna run out of igneous rock? Maybe. It kind of looks like we might. We might as well connect this in while we're up here. It won't do anything because it has nowhere for the water to go. But we can at least have that for if we come back to this colony. What are they doing? Was it just sleep time? What's going on with these? Fertilization. I just have them building too fast. This is slowly now getting filled with oxygen. The carbon dioxide is working its way out. So I think the pressure is getting taken care of. Starting to get asteroids again. We're gonna have to dig this out in a little bit. That's no big deal. Actually, I might as well do it now. Nah, we'll wait. At least until this is completely covered. Oh, that wasn't fully completed. I thought that was being changed into something else. Oops. Asteroids are done, so let's dig this out. Now we have this going, so that should be bringing ethanol down to our plants. It's bringing about 10 kilograms per second. Now we're at the point where it should be doing occasional packets. Why are we still high stress? What's going on with Gene? Do we need to make a small area for relieving stress? Trying to find a smart. We don't need this anymore. Instead, we can put the massage clinic there. Not the massage clinic, but the massage table. I do need them to dig that out. I didn't even see Gina leave the base. Apparently Gino came all the way up there for one tile and then decided to leave. There you go, all the trees are back. We're still picking up tallow from over here. We can actually see it. It's a lot of tallow. I could tell them to relocate it down into here so they don't have to go over for it. Place it right here. Regular pod, we've got some oxalite. Someone picked it all up. Let's also dig that out. There's more tallow over here. Okay, we'll drop that over here as well. Let's make sure that we grabbed it all. We did not. Oh, that's the other one. But it's just those 2 pieces. So once they move this all the way down there, then we're done. Alright, chat. So here's how the story has gone with this colony. With our normal colony of up to 24 dupes, we got the temple tear opened. We then got a rocket ready with 4 people. There was 1 pilot as required to pilot the rocket. And then we had a builder, or not a builder, a digger, a rancher, and a mechatronics engineer along with it. The 4 of them went through the temple tear. They then woke up on this frozen asteroid. And with those 4 dupes, along with an additional 4 that came through the pod later on, we now have claimed this as a livable area. It is still cold. The main base has a little heater. It is somewhat warm. We have food all the way from spigot seals down to the floxes so that we can get wood and various other things. We are living pretty much off the pike apple bushes, but also make a little bit of souffle pancakes, barbecue, and frost buns with various other things that are around us. We're ranching all 3 critters. We have 2 things of floxes just so that we have a little bit more wood, which we have already run out of. So this wood burner is probably not going to be running for much longer. We could do more floxes. We could power these incubators and get these going a little bit faster. This ranch up here is only half running. It only has 4 out of the 8 critters that can be in there. We have a total of 6 mammoths. One of which I think is the Regal Mammoth, yep. And we have even more Mammoth eggs that are ready. I think we don't want to do this yet because our spigot seals are not fully running. We have 3 up here. We have another 3 eggs in there and 2 here. So that's the total 8 that we need. So just leaving them the way that they are, we should be getting all 8. Or it's going to go back down to 5 before they all hatch. Either way. We now have Depart Line phone. This allows us to talk back to our main colony pre-temporal tear so that we can tell them, hey, we went through a temporal tear and we didn't end up where we wanted to be. You might want to check how you're sending the next rocket in. These people are now going to be stranded here for forever. We are never going to see the 3 or 4 main people that we brought over, being Taco, Gino, and Regus. Our pilot is no more. Don't remember what pilot we sent with. But Taco, Gino, and Regus are now going to be living on this asteroid for forever. We are now done with this asteroid. We will not be coming back to it. So let's take our screenshot. This is how we're leaving. When we come back in 2 days on our next scheduled stream, we will be going into the newest DLC, which is all about water. After that, we'll be going into the Bionics pack, which is going to lead us into our next game. But after the next DLC, the World Water, I'm forgetting what the DLC is called. I want to call it the Water DLC, but that's not what it's called. After we do that, we're going to be going into our final side story before doing the Bionic Dupe DLC. Hopefully, next time I remember to turn off the Bionic Dupes so we're not getting them as part of the pods, because that was not intentional for this stream, or for this playthrough. But anyway, this is the end of it. We're going to save the game. We're going to save and quit, just to make sure I saved it. And we're going to go into our raid out scene. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.